I was over at a studio one day in Hollywood and watching some people record, and I noticed that they would use the computer to set up to
B.B. King on the computer revolution.
So I went and started talking to a couple of my friends that I knew had personal computers. And they said, well, in the future, this is going to be it, man. You'll be able to use them for music.
Remember? Computers, the personal kind, were going to set the world on fire. You were going to be able to attach them directly to your brain, to your emotions, and fly. Well, it's happening, finally. And the one that's doing it, the Amiga, has a passionate following, not surprisingly. Brain surgeons, musicians, writers, artists, video graphic designers, astronomers, visionaries. In other words, people who need computers to express, search, capture, embody, to explore concepts, and who don't want to wait another 50 years to do so, have found the Amiga, and the Amiga has found them. Watch what they're doing with the Amiga. Maybe you're next. He's using it to unlock children's minds.
So we started using the computer as a way of teaching reading and as a way of eliminating poor reading as an obstacle to learning. This environment is what we call talking text.
Our specialty vote.
And we had a question of whether we went with a $1,500 system which was affordable for most American families and schools, or whether we would go with a $5,500 or a $7,800 system using Macintosh or IBM or Compaq. It was simple a matter of performance for price.
And so one of the salesmen, which was a very nice guy, said to me, he said, B, this here, showing me the Amiga, is the computer of the future. Well, I must tell you, to be honest with you, I thought that he was trying to sell me the computer.
She's using it for business. In fact, she's made a business out of it.
With our Amiga systems, for example, we can create a corporate logo for a customer. We can create it once on the Amiga. We then have the option within our company to spit it out as 35mm slide, 4x5 transparency, camera-ready art, plate-ready film, positive film for silk screening, videotape to be merged into other images. At the time that this piece was produced, it could not have been produced on any of the other micro-based platforms. But an interesting example is that my 5-year-old son, for example, had never set eyes on a Nintendo game until about 2 weeks ago at his cousin's, and he was horrendously disappointed in what he saw on the screen. Because what he's grown up with is, ever since he was a tiny child, there have been Amiga-based games around the house. But it's the same terminal that I can use to take care of accounting-related functions when I'm at home, or carry over production jobs that I didn't get completed through the day.
He's using it to make his presentations move.
I use a computer because I do a lot of storyboarding. Before, when I was just making print storyboards, here's an example of a print storyboard for 3 Men and a Baby. I used to basically walk into the client and show them a print storyboard. The program I use the most to create storyboards and stuff is a program called Deluxe Paint 3. It was a great program. It's gotten better and better. Now it has animation capabilities. Computer for the creative mind, I think it's right on, you know? In a regular kind of marker comp or airbrush comping world, ideas get away before you can get them down on paper. You know, with the Amiga, you can create an image and save it off to disk and be on to the next one before those ideas get away.
Sure enough, I got it to the house. I taken it and I took it out, and instead of using the board, I could use the mouse, and I started having a good time right off with it.
He's using it to give the Pentagon what it asked for, more realism.
We can put a person into any world we choose, whether it be an airplane or a car or a boat or a spaceship. The Amiga is a fantastic machine for doing those kinds of things. For example, in this case, here we have showing the dashboard, and I can begin to render a screen. Turn on the blue horizon and see how quickly it was easy just to make a color change. I can then put together a roadway, and these tools allow me to play the what-if games from an artistic standpoint. White line down the middle. What I'm doing here is creating a world. This is a road running into a park, and then I can change the background color to a little bit lighter blue and erect a building right next to it. Say a white building here. You can create a person fairly easily. This is what we call our little cardboard people. They're just roughed out just like the way I'm doing it here. And these are turned over to the programmers. There isn't any machine that I know of that for under $1,000, like for an Amiga 500, that you can have the sound quality, the 4 channels of digital sounds, the resolution of graphics that you have here, the number of colors that you have here, and the kinds of other software tools that are available on the marketplace. Amiga is a very well-supported machine. It's a machine of choice by a lot of programmers, musicians, and artists. Even the people who have much more expensive computers in our office also have an Amiga.
He's using it to invent games.
I started doing video games for this machine because it offered me the opportunity to create and stylize and design and produce the philosophy in a computer game that I wanted to do, which is a multiplayer game. And that means that 2 people could play at the same time on the same computer. Now this effect right here is for a game called 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, being done by Jim Sachs. And as you can see, the quality of the artwork is not just superior, but very realistic. It's ungame looking. You feel like you're looking at a real little sea.
I would be willing to bet my career that a kid would try to learn more if he had a computer available to him, because it can be entertaining as well as teaching.
Well, every year in my junior high we have a big science report. Instead of just like writing the whole thing out, then typing it on like a typewriter or something, because I could just tell the computer to like print it out and it would just do it. It was a lot easier than it used to be.
Anybody that don't type, and I'm not one that is peck, the Amiga, the way the mouse works with it, you can do anything you want to do. And most kids, you know, or young people, or old people that, like I am, that don't use the keyboard, can do whatever they want with the mouse. And this is the fun part about it.